So let's now try to solve a couple of problems. But first is not from projectile motion, it is a general problem from curvilinear motion when it is described using rectangular coordinates. The second problem which I will be solving will be from projectile motion, but it will have like 5 or 6 parts, and each part will be covering one particular problem type, right? So let's start this problem first. It says that the curvilinear motion of a particle is defined by v sub x is given to you as some function of time, 50 minus 16t. Y is also given to you as some function of time, 100 minus 4t square, right? Now again, y is the magnitude of the y component of your position vector. V sub x is the first derivative of the magnitude of x component of position vector, which is x, right? So v sub x is the first derivative of x. These two things are given. Vx is in meter per second, y is in meters, t is in seconds. It is also known that x is equal to 0 when t is equal to 0, right? Now the first thing to be determined is plot the path of the particle and determine its velocity and acceleration when y was 0, right? So let's see what is given. Actually 3 things are given. First is the information that at t equal to 0, x is equal to 0, right? Second thing is given as v sub x is equal to 50 minus 16t, and the third thing given is y is equal to 100 minus 4t square. X is not given to you as a function of time, right? Y is given and Vx is given, right? So the first thing you should consider, or which should come in your mind, is that you can integrate Vx to get x, right, with respect to time. So y is given and Vx is given. To determine 2 things actually. First is, let's call it like part A, which is plot the path, right? So path needs to be determined. Path, you know that it is a function of, y is a function of x, right? So you know actually both x and y in order to plot the path. Currently y is given but x is not given. Second thing to determine is what is the value of velocity. Determine velocity and acceleration when position is y is equal to 0. So it is asking you to determine velocity vector and acceleration vector at a certain position, right? And for that position it says when y is 0. So we have to determine v vector and a vector, but at what location when y is equal to 0. This problem could have been also like when t is equal to, let's say, 3 seconds, right? This could also be the problem, but instead of asking these 2 things at a given time, it is asking when y is equal to 0, which means we can simply put y equal to 0, which is given, and calculate the corresponding time, right? So y is already given as a function of time, we can put it equal to 0 to get t. So the problems can be like interconvertible. I can exactly know at what time y will become 0, right? So this is the situation given to you. Now let's write the solution approach. For A, which is simply saying plot the path, but obviously we need to know both x and y in order to plot the path, right? So we need to know both x and y. Y is given already, it is equal to 100 minus 4t square. So it is given 100 minus 4t square, but x is not given, right? If we get both x and y as function of time, we can either eliminate time from both equations to get an equation between y and x and then plot it on xy plane, or we can also, for example, if we can get x as a function of time, we can still plot x and y by varying t in both equations, right, in the same time, right, putting t equal to 0 in x and also in y to get 1 point on this plane, then t equal to 1, t equal to 2, and so on, right. So we need to first determine x in order to solve for the first problem, and for x we know that the information given to us is Vx is equal to V sub x is equal to 50 minus 16t, 50 minus 16t, and we know that we can integrate it with respect to t to get x as a function of time, right. So let's apply that integration. So when we apply that integration, we get dx from 0 to some x is equal to 0 to some time t Vx dt, right. It is the same form if I simply say s is equal to Vt, but I write it in integral form, but s will become our x in this case because we are applying that in x direction. So it is simply the equation 1, if you remember the rectilinear case, it is equation 1 applied in x direction, right, x direction separately, right. So it means that distance will become your x distance, velocity will become your x component of velocity, and if there was some acceleration in the equation, it would have become the x component of acceleration. So let's simply integrate this 0 to t 50 minus 16t dt, right. On the left hand side it will simply become x, on the right hand side it will become 50t minus 16t square by 2 with a limit applied from 0 to t, right. This should give us x is equal to 50t minus 8t square, right. This is our x, right. But obviously this we have determined only to plot the path. That was our main goal for this part A. So now we can plot the path because x is determined already, y is 100 minus 4t square, right. So both equations are now available to us. We can put t equal to 0, t equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and determine the x, y pairs and then finally plot x versus y, right. So let me just put t in seconds from, for example, 0 all the way up to, let's say, 5 seconds, and similarly I can determine x, which is 50 minus 8t square by putting t, and y will be 100 minus 4t square. You could have also eliminated t between these two equations to determine one combined equation between x and y, and then vary x to determine y to plot the x and y, right. That could also be acceptable solution. So you can simply put t here, get x. We are given with the information that when x is 0, when t is 0, x is also 0. We should put it there to actually confirm that, right. So it is 50t, sorry, right. So when t is equal to 0, you can see x is also 0, right. So this number should be 0, but when you apply t equal to 0, you would get y equal to 100, right. And then similarly 1, 2, 3, you can continue and calculate numbers, right, all the way up to, let's say, 5 seconds. When you carry out that exercise, you can now plot the path, which is y versus x. So each pair can be plotted, right. So you can have different points on that graph, you can join them to plot the path, right. If you do that, you will get this graph. So on y axis I have y in meters, similarly on x axis I have x in meters. So you can see that at t equal to 0, you have the first point, which is 0, 100, right. So if I go back, you can see the first point is 0, 100, x is 0, y is 100. So actually the first point, this one, is when t was 0. Similarly, when you put t equal to 1 second in both x and y, you get this point, it will have coordinates of 42, 96. Then you put t equal to 2 seconds, you will get x and y, those will be actually 68, 84. Similarly, third point will be 78, 64, x and y. Fourth will be 72, 36, right? And finally, when t was 5, you will be actually getting x as 50 and y as 0, right? X is 50 and y is 0. So now you know exactly that when y is 0, your particle was here, right, at some points capital A. Let's represent that point with capital A, right? This information is particularly useful because if you look at the second part of this problem, it says determine the velocity and acceleration when y is 0, right? So actually we now know that at t is equal to 5 seconds, y will become 0. That we can also use this equation, put y equal to 0 and calculate for t, that would come out to be 5 seconds, right? We have seen that graphically also, but we can do it numerically also, right? So now let's move to the second part, which is how we would be determining v and a in this case, right? So let me start part B. But part B was actually asking v vector and a vector at y is equal to 0 case. And we just graphically seen that y is equal to 0 means t is equal to 5 seconds. We can also determine that quickly because y we have given already, y is 100 minus 4t square. So let's quickly put y equal to 100 minus 4t square. When you put it equal to 0, y equal to 0, t will come out to be 5 seconds. Obviously, we will be taking the positive root, right? Now, if we are given with this information that determine v and a at t equal to 5 seconds now, right? At t equal to 5 seconds. So, what we need to do in order to determine v, we know that v is equal to v sub x times I plus v sub y times j, right? And what is v sub x? It is x dot, right? First derivative of x with respect to time. What is vy? It is y dot, right? Similarly, what is acceleration vector? It is equal to a sub x times I plus a sub y times j, right? And what is a sub x? It is x double dot. And what is a sub y? It is y double dot, right? It means all we need to determine is x dot y dot and x double dot y double dot as functions of times, and then put t equal to 5 seconds in all 4 equations, right? And then we will be getting the exact values of vx, vy, ax, ay at t equal to 5 seconds, and we can write both vectors in the vector form, right? So let's do that now. X and y are given to us, right? So let me write x is determined already as part of the case A, 50 minus 8t square. So x is 50 minus 8t square. Y is given to us as 100 minus 4t square, I think. Yeah, 4t square, right? And one of the quantities is also given, which is vx. If you look at the equation here, 50 minus 16t, v sub x was also given to us. So therefore, I can write v sub x is equal to 50 minus 16t. That is also given to us. Sorry, it should be 50t, right? 50t minus 8t square. We have already x, y, and the first derivative of x, x dot is also available to us. Let's continue that and determine y dot. Y dot is actually v sub y, and that will become d over dt, the equation for y, which is 100 minus 4t square, right? This will give us minus 8t, right? Minus 8t. Similarly, integrate both of these x dot and y dot one more time. X double dot is actually a sub x, that will become the first derivative of x dot t by dt of 50 minus 16t. So I simply introduce this Vx here, right? It will become minus 16, only that, right? Obviously these two quantities are velocity components, so they will be meter per second, but this is acceleration component, so this should be meter per second square, right? So a sub x came out to be a constant quantity, first derivative of v sub x, so this is actually v sub x, or it is equal to x dot, right? Similarly, let me write y double dot, and that will become a sub y, and that should be d by dt of vy, which is minus 8t, this will become minus 8 meter per second square, right? So both of the acceleration components x and y came out to be constant numbers, right? So it means that the acceleration of this particle remained constant throughout the path, right? Remember, it is not a projectile motion case, right? It is a general curvilinear motion. However, velocity components both are functions of time. One is 50 minus 16t, other is minus 8t, right? So now what is our unknown? Unknown is what is v and a vectors at t equal to 5 second, right? 5 second. So which means I should simply put t equal to 5 second in all four equations and write the v vector and I vector in vector notation form, right? So when I put t equal to 5 second in the first equation vx, I will get actually v sub x will turn out to be minus 30 meter per second, right? When you put t equal to 5 second in vy in this equation minus 8t, it will become minus 40, right? Minus 40 meter per second, minus 40 meter per second. Similarly, ax and ay remain constant because they are not functions of time. So one is minus 16, one is minus 8, right? So minus 16 minus 8 meter per second square, right? So finally we can answer the question, v vector will be simply equal to v sub x times I plus v sub y times j, right? Which will become minus 30I minus 40j, right? Meter per second. Similarly, acceleration vector will become a sub xi plus a sub yj, that will become minus 16I minus 8j, right? Meter per second square. So acceleration remain constant, so we don't need to put t equal to 5 in that, it is remaining constant. Finally, we can also get a sense of the directions of both of these vectors by the signs of x and y components. So you can see that both x and y components of velocity and acceleration are negative, which means the velocity vector is something like this, right? That its x component is leftwards negative, which is equal to v sub x minus 30 meter per second, and the y component of that velocity is downwards, negative sign shows that, and that will be minus 40 meter per second, and the velocity vector will be actually equal to this whole vector, right? This thing which you have just written. You can determine the length of velocity vector also. So v, which is not a vector quantity, the length of the velocity vector will be simply vx square plus vy square, and it will be like minus 30 square plus minus 40 square, and then you take square root, it will become 50 meter per second. So the length of this vector is actually, the length is equal to 50 meter per second. Same thing you can do with acceleration. Both of the components are negative, so acceleration vector also would be something like this, with x component equal to minus 16 meter per second square, y component downwards should be minus 8 meter per second square, and the length of this acceleration vector is can be determined a as a sub x square plus a sub y square, and that will, when you put the numbers in 16 square minus 16 square plus minus 8 square, the number will be 17.89 meter per second square, right? So the magnitude of a vector will be equal to 17.8 meter per second square. So this was an example problem where some information about the distance in x or one component of velocity was given, and you are required to complete the path or calculate velocity and acceleration by successive differentiations. Imagine that I give you a sub x directly, for example minus 16. Then you would have been integrating that minus 16 to determine v sub x and integrating it one more time to determine x, right? So please think of several different variations of the same problem in which the unknown can be varied, right?